Oh, I didn't know this was going. Yeah, you see, this is the Euro sign. You put two of them together, you design it with the right coordinates, and this is what turns out to SOPA ears. If you want to fully illustrate it out, this is another way to draw it, okay? Because you can't go behind your head. It comes in and it goes out. So you're living with A, B, C, D. You flip it over, and this goes here, and you live with A, B, C, D. A, C, D, C. This is another extension of the same thing. See the way it caves in over here? It's the same thing as this. This will connect to this, and this will connect to this. This is 2, this is 8. The beginning of the beta world entry from the electronics through the ears, okay, of man, and the extension over here is the negative output, number 8, 2 and 8. In between is 5. You see the 11, in between is 5. Inside this C is the angle of energy taken up and that's used. Inside the other C, it's the 6 energy, and I have written that down somewhere else. If you want to look how the C looks, okay, flipped upside down, but the way the Greeks would have done it many, many years ago, it's this, okay? And if you take a look, you see this little sign here? Look, it's little Illuminati signs. You see the little Illuminati signs all around? These will all turn into cubes. If you know how to do the diagram, these will turn into cubes. There's 50 in each corner, 200, bicentennial. Each one of these, okay, is worth 3/4 of. This triangle, okay, is worth 9. 9, 9, 9. That's how we play the game. Now, if it had to do with Rubik's Cube, okay, we'd be playing it this way. And it would look completely different. Because 4 by 9 is 36. 3 by 9 is 27. Now, what 27 means is there's so many meanings for it. One of it means there are 2 areas that we talk about. One is the angel heaven universe, and one is man, 2. Each one has 6 islands. How come? Well, if man didn't have 6 islands, and the angel didn't have 6 islands, how would they match and meet to be able to communicate? So they have 6 islands each. 6 islands each. There's 2 of them. It would be 2, 6, 6. But since there's a connection, center that connects them both from both sides in the center, center blue, okay, that would make the 7th effect. The 7 hole is the passage that connects both sides of the world, 6 and 6. So it would end up making it the spirit, 7 and 7 would make it 2, 7. And that's when all the actors die at the age of 27. 27, okay, is also a cube of 3 by 3 by 3 is 27, okay? 27 by 2, like I told you, is 54. That's the number of love. If you multiply it by 3, it's 81, which is all the worlds. 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. 4 threes, 4 threes, 4 directions, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? We appreciate the 360 degrees we went around in order to create this. Another thing I'm going to show you that fits in is this right here. You see the angle over here? There's going to be a point, okay? But they're not going any further than the point. So all they do is they come around and they go back up. They come around and they go back up. This is all communication. And then it exits over here. It comes in from the top. Here's one mark. Here's one mark. Here's one mark. The club. Communication club. I'm going to show you something else. The reflection of AC, DC. This line over here is D. Okay, you see the orange? See it's half? Because this is the A, it's split. It's with the birth. The birth is whole. The A is split. Okay, so you go A to C, A to D. A to C, A to D. The middle line is D, okay? The corner is A. The corner is C. So you go to AC, and then you go from DC, because D is the only one on this mark that connects to ABC. Then you get into the passage over here. Okay? I was mixing it up. This one goes with this one. So then you got the passage here. And then this, D, goes with this line here. And this is the passage. D is the fourth letter. Passage is 5. Fourth letter, 5. 45, 45. The fox. At the same time, you get, hello, AC/DC. Black Sabbath is because once you get AC/DC, the black is right here. You go into the black hole, into this world, and you look out and you say, it's a black hole. I can't see anything. It's your memory. It's lost. It's now in a black hole. The memory you get is the one you have here. Does it really matter? We're still alive. And when we go to heaven, we're an angel. And when we come here, we know we're going to be alive and come back, so we're not scared to leave. But when we get here, we're all confused. We're all mixed up. We're all lost. We're not lost at all. We're here in space. We're space. I don't see it. We occupy space. That's all you do with space, is you occupy it. Where are you? I'm here in space. Of course you're in space. Give me a coordinate. I'll know exactly where in space you are. Space is empty. Space is void. Space can never be seen. But space can always be seen. Because if it's null and void and never there, it's always there and you're in it. The only space you can't see is the one space you do see. It's the space you're in. Look into a mirror, you'll see yourself. You'll see yourself in a space, and in that space is you. And that's why it's a reflection of who you are. There's so much to space. Space is a number of 4 and 4. S-P-A-C-E, space, number 44, starts with, okay, S and P, standards and pours, 16 and 19th letter. Reverse them, they're the same. One is the spirit of birth, one is the spirit connection. It's so perfect the way the numbers are. Oh, maybe the big mistake comes in my definitions. If I don't do my definitions properly, most of this won't work out the same way because the definitions have to connect to something else. So my primary definition of one is alpha red. It's also in Pole Universe yellow energy that speaks. So it's just what I say. It's nothing more than that. It's only what I say. It's just me, only me, and only me, because I'm here, it's me. Who else is here? Nobody else. I'm doing the tale of the tall story, of a story that's been told in the Bible of how and where we came from and all about creation. Well, the only thing I do know is I'm not sure how we got here because it's all weird, eh? First you're not here, and then you're here. But you're not anywhere at all because you're in a space, and the space is empty. When you look, you can see the empty space. That's nothing's there. So nothing's there in an empty space that's free, that's hollow, that you can put things in and move it around in space. Well, that's a gray area, but it never gets a color unless you add the color to it. Space is never mad. Space is always happy. And when you're in the space, the only thing that can make space unhappy is you that occupies the space. But you're only in the space coordinates. You're not really any more than where you are. Space is what it is. All about space. Did I tell you about the UFO letter count? 3, 6, 6. Now we got the 3 islands of 6, but the last one doesn't go any past 6 because man is denying birth. He is in the 8th heaven, okay, and he runs the clock passage of 7. The rest of the world he plays with is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. It's a pair of dice. If man wants to go any further in dice, he's got to have 2 pairs of dice. Him and his angel. Now he can go to 12. We've got the 12 tribes. We've got the dice. We've got the black holes inside the dice. And let's go play the game. Yo 11. Do you know why they say yo 11 craps? Okay? Because God is 7. Okay? And the angle is 4, which makes 11. 11 or 11 means to get up in French, or student. Christ the student, get on up. We're playing the game of life. It's time to come out and play. Your buddies and all your creation is waiting for you. You came here one time, they put you up on a post, they nailed you in. You died there. Did you scream and yell? They didn't even talk about it. Did he hurt? They didn't talk about that in the Bible. They didn't talk about the anguish. I didn't see it. And what I did see wasn't enough to tell me anything. Do you know why? I didn't see it in the movies. If you don't see it in the movies, that means something happened that they're not sure and they can't tell you, so they're not putting it out. Now, you can say to me all kinds of other stories too. You can come around and say, well, because there is no other stories, because he was never in pain, because he was in pain and they said it and you didn't see it. You know what it is? This is my book and it's all about what I see. Okay? And if you reverse this around, it's all about what you watch and what you want to say. And you can say anything to me. You can write down anything. You can even take your finger and poke a letter even harder. I wouldn't know, because the typewriter is gray. She don't do anything unless you tell her what to do. So she'll stay in the gray area. Sometimes gray is not so bad around the silver lining that usually follows the gray. She's an old gray mare. Mare is a horse. Mare is your mother. Mare is the ocean. How God twisted all these definitions together is only to bring back 36. Man's way of coming in and creation of all. To understand in a division the difference in between life and life that no longer exists. Okay? Because life exists forever. The only life that no longer exists is the life of who you are that takes up the space coordinates. Your space of your life coordinates as a human being one day will cease to exist, but it will be moved elsewhere. And if you come back into this life again, it will exist, but only in the second time around. Everything gets a number, gets filed away, classified. It is past. It only exists in history and the space it took up in time. And space is fun. Space is great. Space is never late. It's always there when you need it. In fact, you know what's good about space? Is that if you put a black hole in the ground and you run and you fall through that black hole, you only fell into space. So that's okay. Have a nice afternoon. Have a good morning. Dawn, I don't see any stuff out there, but don't worry. The universe hasn't stopped working. And don't worry. Sometimes when you don't see something for a week or two, when you do see something, it's just like a dream. It's something you've been waiting for forever and ever. Newmeyer Station has become, well, old school already. You know what they're doing down there. I knew nothing until Dawn came up. Okay? Agent 86. Do you know why it's Agent 86? Can I explain to you something about 86? To make 86, 10, okay, you need 24, which brings on to 24 hours in a day. To square it off, you need 144, 144,000 midway angels. But the biggest thing about 86, Maxwell Smart, okay, M and W, 23 and 13, 36 creation of man, okay, that comes out of those numbers, is that 2 times 4 makes the 8. 2 plus 4 makes the 6 of 86. You've got the day of man, the creation of man, the passage of man, and everything comes out from that number 86. And 86 is not the only one. 72, when you flip it around, okay, it is that 8 of the 6, okay, but 72 when you flip it around, okay, that creates the 99, okay. I didn't make this shirt in general to look for Maxwell Smart and Agent 99, but 72 flipped around is 99, and bringing to 86 to a 1010 makes it, okay, exactly what it is. 86, it tells you all about man. Now, the reason one side is brought to 9 and the other side is brought above 9. You see, 9, 11, or 11, 9, or Roman numeral 1x and x1, 9 and 11, because in God's world, on the left and the right are both odd. What's in the center is the even, okay, who can be even, who is even, to be able to stretch an arm out to grab the left odd and the right odd together. He brings them together. He creates the power bolt of energy, and he becomes the mind. He is the memory. He is the man. So you brought the 72 in 4 numbers, okay, the first one to 9, okay, all about 9, bring everything to 9, okay, because 9 is the furthest number. Don't forget, if you're playing the game in between and everything is even and fair, you will start at 1, you will end at 9. There will be 8 in between is the distance, and that's the exact number there is between the stripes and the solids, and pull with 1 ball, which is divided, which is the 8. The 8 ball is divided, and the cue ball is divided until the end of the game, where the 8 gets pocketed. The heaven goes into the pocket, and the only thing left is the cue for angel and you. The white ghost of who you become when the game ends, you end up in heaven, that white unknown ghost. Take care, my friends. My friends, take care. I take care, we take care. It is all about care and taking and not taking in this world. It's the exchange, okay, and in the in-between of the exchange that makes the whole entire difference in what brings out the raw and the war between. Always in between, always one to the left, always the other side. Go completely to the left, stop at the end of the left, and go one on the other side of the end that you went to. You will have the alpha of the end and the alpha beginning of the end of the beginning. For example, you go all the way, go to the end of the alphabet, you go all the way to the Z. Now go on to the right side of the Z, but there's nothing there. So put a Y. Now come back to the other side of the Z. There's already a Y. You got a Y, ZY. 25th letter, and when you skipped over to the other side of the Z, it became the 27th letter, sometimes Y. 27th letter, and 25th letter Y, surrounding Z, totality 52. That's what it is, the passage of beta into this world. 5 and 2 is the 7 of God, and it's the 7, okay, that directs everything inside 26Z. Okay, the whole entire world, and everything that's going on in this whole entire world is all about X and O and tic-tac-toe. It's your direction in which way do you go. That's what it's all about. Ox, O-X, ox, 15th letter, 10th Roman numeral, equaling to 25, Jack. O, 15th letter, X, 24, equaling to 39, the letter count of 10, 10 of perfection. So it doesn't matter what I do. Somehow, somewhere, I made something sound right, logical, because if it doesn't have the logistics, the connection, it doesn't take up the space in which plugs in to what is on the other side. Because if something is up next to something, they fit. It doesn't matter what they look like. Two odds fit together as one, as long as they're side by side. Why? Because the common law between the two is the empty space. So if you fill up the empty space properly, you can connect the two sides and make them fit. So it's just because they look weird and you don't actually have a hammer and a nail that can connect them together, the matrix can. Elements of laser beams and unseen wiring curving around just by the blow, the air that moves the skies, that moves the clouds. Okay, God knows. He built this city on rock and roll. Come on, baby. It was rocking. The hammers were banging, and everything was being built for you and me. Seems like we're only here for 80 years and nothing will ever come to be right after this. Ho, 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 my friends. Ho, 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 ho. H-O-2, don't you know? Why do you think Santa Claus said ho, 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 ho? He didn't have to say H2O. He knew he was in the beta world. Once he was Santa Claus, he was coming for your socks, the bottom of your soul. H-O, 8th letter. O, 15th letter. 8 and 15. Hello. Number 23, bring on creation. If anybody out there made a movie about number 23, go over all my work from the past year, and you'll see number 23 is a lot more, because to finish it off, number 99, it's all about 23. 2 times 3 is 6, man. 2 plus 3 is 5, the passage. 6 and 5 is 11. The 10 of 11 is 99. Now you've converted 70 to 86, okay, into 27, 24, 99, 11. Okay, the numbers must fit. A 2 is a 2 and it's 5 away from 7. A 2 is a 2 and it's 6 away from 6. 2 and 7 is 9 and 2 and 6 is 8. It doesn't matter what 2 digits if you can add them together. Okay, like this. 2 and 9 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. You started with the singularity digit, you expanded it out on both sides, and you brought it back to a singularity digit. The only one you can't do that to is 1. And the problem with 0, the 0 is the totality. The 0 is the expression. So we must separate 0 and 1 from the entire rest of the numbers between 2 and 9, and that's why computer language continues on to say what? 0 who? Nothing there. 1 what? Who won what? There's nothing there. It's an empty space. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And also it can be looked at as why. Why 1, 1? Why 1? Because 1 is in between after the Z. Then you put the Y